I want to welcome everybody to this demonstration. Why did Shannon get Jarvis to try to imitate the evangelist? Salute to my replay gang. Salute to the chat. Salute to my moderators. Let me bring in my Facebook family and friends. And my Facebook. Let me get my copyright disclaimer out the way. Copyright disclaimer under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976. Allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, scholarship, and research. What that means is that everything that you hear in this demonstration is for entertainment and educational purposes only. Now we're going to just get straight to the point. So now we have the evangelist, and the evangelist has done a Facebook demonstration, and he mentioned some things in his Facebook demonstration that caught my attention. All right. So we definitely going to chop it up. All right. Drop a one in the chat if y'all have had a chance to see his Facebook demonstration. Drop a one. All right. Now let's get into the evangelist. Let's I know it's funny. Shout out to Miss Parker and her riders. Miss Parker and her riders had a field day on this video of the evangelist. But let's chop it up, y'all.
For their own incompetence. So many people have so much to say about the Harris family. And my thing is, they may not like me anymore for my opinion, but my theory is this. If all of these people have all this good parenting information about what they should have done, then my question is, why did you come and be a part of the solution instead of throwing gas at a fire? If you knew that it was this way, then why not? Because see, that's the problem. People talk. They got a lot of opinions. But when it comes to putting in the work, they don't do. And I'm a little tired of getting drugged into some people calling me pedophiles and all kind of stuff, challenging my evangelism, challenging me because of my sexuality, challenging me because all these different things, because of that situation that I don't have anything to do with. Yes, I hate that they had to fall into such misfortune, dysfunction, or bad circumstances in the family, but I don't have anything to do with that. And it's not that I love them any less, but I don't have anything to do with the little girl. I have nothing to do with her brother. I have nothing to do with their mother. I don't have anything to do with it.
Now I'm going to stop it right there. Now y'all notice he referred to Naziah as that little girl. So what done happened? What done happened now that he no longer refers to Naziah as Naziah? He refers to Naziah as that little girl. In chat, feel free to get y'all roast on. Feel free to get y'all roast on. I will not stop anybody from roasting the Lion King. I will not stop anybody from roasting this cowardly lion. So, Hannah, why all of a sudden are you referring to Naziah as that little girl? That little girl that you cared so much for. That little girl that you left behind an insurance policy for her and her brother. Why has it become now that she is that little girl? That's the first thing that I zoomed in on.
This, what I said in that podcast, was an opinion that I have based on what I heard and not what somebody told me.
Now I went off opinions. A lot of the things that you said in that interview with Miss Parker and Talk with Prince, you did state them to be facts.
Now, if that offends anybody, I'm sorry. But I have a right to have an opinion too. But you don't see me on here accusing or lying or try to derail somebody's character because of wanting to have something to gossip about. That's not what's happening here. But my phone has been blown up. People trying to constantly get me coming on platforms. I don't want to go on no platform.
To my knowledge, and I could be wrong, to my knowledge, well, I know for a fact that I've been trying to get him to come on my platform. And the reason why I've been trying to get him to come on my platform is because I have questions that need answers to. Now, and he'll say it himself, the only reason why he went on Miss Parker's podcast is because his name was in the mix of the Harris family. Well, if I recall, I spoke on you. And you coming on my platform would be the rightful thing to do. Why have the smoke for the ladies? Why pull up on the ladies' podcast? Why come for the ladies? Why do you have the smoke for these ladies? Why not have that same smoke for Shank Rock? I want that smoke. I want that same smoke. So why not give Shank Rock the smoke?
The only reason why I went on that podcast is because my name has been blended into something that has nothing to do with me. In fact, I've been gone away from Detroit now. As far as living there, I haven't lived in Detroit in about 11 years. I came to Cincinnati in 2015. I came here because I was homeless. I came here because I didn't have no support there. I came here because my mother and her friends and those that supported her, or that she thought was her friends that supported her, had put a dark cloud over me.
That's another thing that I zoomed in on as well. His mom and her support system, they put a dark cloud on him. They spoke on him on things, according to him, that was untrue. The evangelist was a problem child. Anytime that your mom speak out against you, 9 times out of 10, especially for a boy, because mamas, they love the hell out of their sons. Most mothers, in the mother's eyesight, her son can do no wrong. All of the mothers that I ran across, all of the mothers that I know, the son could be on demon time. The son could be the worstest thing since Chucky. You know what I'm talking about? But when you go to that son's mother and you speak to that mother about her demon child son, oh, hell no. Her son can't do no wrong. So the evangelist was a problem child. See, here's the thing that you leave out every time you speak. Every time you speak, you leave out that people are not dragging you into the situation. You put yourself in the situation. This is how you got put in the situation, because you put yourself in the situation. Now, when I spoke on you, the rightful thing for you to do was to pull up on my platform. And I dropped the link for all of y'all men that's down that rabbit hole. But in your case, you went to a female platform. In Frank's case, Frank had his baby mother come over here and approach me. See, that's a sign of men that are cowards, because a man would approach another man. A man will pull up on another man and say, Shank Rock, we need to talk. A man is not going to go to a female and discuss with a female what a man brought to the light. I'll ask you again. I'll give you that opportunity again. And I'm going to drop my link for you to pull up. You invited me to pull up on you. Come on up over here. There's the link. There's the link. But what you have to do is you need to backtrack all the things that you said. Backtrack Miss Parker's interview with you. Miss Parker and Talk with Prince. Backtrack the interview and listen to what you had to say. Don't focus on Miss Parker and Talk with Prince, because I'm going to keep it 100. Miss Parker and Talk with Prince, they gave you the utmost respect. They gave you the utmost respect. They didn't bash you while you was up on that panel. The questions that Miss Parker and Talk with Prince asked you, they were good questions. They were good questions. They basically let you tell your side of the story. They never cut you off. They never tried to put words in your mouth. They never tried to say you're lying. You're lying. Miss Parker and Talk with Prince gave you the opportunity to tell your side of the story.
Because of lies that she had told. And here's the crazy part, even she didn't know much about me, because in those pivotal years of becoming an adult and a teenager, she wasn't around me.
I'll say it again. If a mother speaks out about her son, 9 times out of 10, her son was a problem child. You was a problem child. You was a problem child, Kenneth. I know, because you talking to a problem child. I was once a problem child. And my mother went from speaking highly of me to speaking out about me and the things that I was doing, because I was a problem child.
I wasn't around her. There was nothing there that connected us where she would know anything. Now, I've forgiven her. I'm not angry with her no more because we have to forgive not for them but for us. But I came here because upon an invitation of a friend that's now in New York, who told me that I could do better here. There was a lot more ability to do better here. So I came here and I've had some mighty good times here. Met some wonderful people. And you know what? Some of the best people that I met, and y'all ain't gonna like this, but some of the best people I met was not people that were in the church.
That's the third thing that I noticed. That's the third thing that I noticed. Now he's going in on church folks. And I've always said that the biggest devils are those that are sitting up in church. Now, for me, and maybe you didn't notice these things, Kenneth. Maybe you didn't notice these things. But next time you do come live, make sure your background, because right now I see petroleum grease on the table. I see a stick of deodorant. The top is off of that deodorant. Your bed not made up. You got curtains that's nailed on to the window. You supposed to be an evangelist. Your hair all over your head. You ain't took a shave in 20 days. The shirt that you got on is dingy and wrinkled. Evangelist doesn't move like this, man. And I'm just pulling your coattail. I'm just putting you up on game. That's all. From one man to another man. Make sure when you come on anybody's social media, make sure when you come on your social media as a man, make sure you are presentable. Check your background. Make sure you got on a decent shirt. Make sure the shirt is ironed. Come on, man. Tighten up. From one man to another man. See, this is what you're going to get if you pull up with another man. Another man is not going to play games with you. Another man is going to do what men's supposed to do. And that's tighten you up. I want you to be able. I want you to be able to tell your story. But I just don't want you to bullshit us. That's all. Tighten up your appearance. Tighten up your background. Petroleum grease, deodorant stick with the top off of it. Come on, man. Let's tighten up.
Some of the best people I met here were people that were in my neighborhoods. Some of the most understanding people that I met were people that were not visiting the synagogue. But here's the thing. I'm tired of these stereotypes. Everybody that's LGBTQ is not a pedophile.
And I do agree with that, but this don't have nothing to do with the LGBT community. You're taking this and you're running with it. You're taking this about the LGBT community and running with it. Nobody mentioned nothing about LGBT communities, everybody in that community. No. This don't have nothing to do with your sexuality. This has to do with receipts on you. And let me give you some of those receipts. All right. Here's one receipt. To me, is a big receipt, y'all. To me. Now, if you go back to Toots Live with the victim from 20 years ago of Jarvis, that victim said that a man dressed like a woman with red hair came to pick them up in a van. Can somebody tell me who this man is that's dressed like a woman with red hair? Can somebody tell me who is this man? This man fits that description of that woman that came on Toot's platform and talked about Jarvis. Is this a receipt or not? And if it's not a receipt, then I'll no longer refer to this as a receipt. Can I get the chat to say amen? This is a receipt, Kenneth. Now, since you don't want to pull up on Shank, since you don't want to go on no other podcast, please explain this receipt. All right, let's do it like that. Let's do it like that. I'll present the receipts, and then you go live like you always do, and you rebuttal what it is that I'm saying. So sometime today, I expect you to go live and answer this question. Are you the man that's dressed like a woman with red hair that the victim of Jarvis from 20 years ago that came to pick them up? Are you that man that picked them up in that van? It's yes or no. All right, that's the first receipt. And that's a major receipt. Now, another receipt is on 7 Miles Radio. Mark D said that there was, I heard him say, a 40-year-old man. Others say the man was 23. Okay. However, there was a 40-year-old man, according to 7 Miles Radio, there was a 40-year-old man that touched Naziah inappropriate. Naziah was in a relationship with this 40-year-old man, right? Your words was you called out this guy. You called out Kenneth Darnell Greer as being a pedophile. My second question, which one of y'all touched Naziah inappropriate? Was it you or was it Kenneth Darnell Greer? All right. Another thing, you said that you met Florentino on a dating site, right? You met him on a dating site. Now, this is Florentino. This is the son of Miss Annette. You, out of your own mouth, said that you and Florentino were in a sexual relationship. Y'all was in a committed relationship. Now, when we go back to my interview with Roxy's mother, Kenya, Roxy's mother, Kenya, said that the children, it may have been one of the children or either the children, told Annette that Kenneth sexually touched inappropriately Florentino. Right? According to you, you and Florentino was in a relationship. Also, Roxy's mother, Kenya, said when she came over to the house one time, your butt cheeks was up in the air and you were asleep. The only time a man's butt cheeks is going to be up in the air as if that man is a transformer and that man is engaging in sexual relations. And it can be with a woman, Because some of y'all men like women to play in y'all Reese cup. We learned that about Shannon Sharp. However, a solid man, he ain't gonna have his butt cheeks up in the air. My third question: did you touch Florentino inappropriate when he was underage?
Everybody that's LGBTQ is not subscribing to incompetent behavior. And then there's some people that are on that list that are not there because of anything they did. They were just at the right place at the wrong time, and they got messed around in something that had nothing to do with them. But I'm tired of my phone buzzing off the hook. I'm not trying to give anybody anything that they can gossip. And no, Shannon Harris, I'm not trying to build no clock for anything. That's for them young folks.
Now, he's really getting to the meat and the potatoes. Now he's called out Shannon Harris. He has called out. See, we ain't making this stuff up, Kenneth. We ain't making this up. We ain't put these words in your mouth. Now you coming for Shannon, right? And then this time, I'm going to say that, and y'all know I'm hard on Shannon. But this time, I'm not going to run down on Shannon because he's going to speak on Shannon bringing Jarvis to intimidate him. I want to know. Here's my fourth question for you, Kenneth. Why did Shannon bring Jarvis to intimidate you? What was that about? See, nobody is twisting your words. Nobody is trying to falsely implicate you in things. These are your words. My fourth question: why did Shannon bring Jarvis to intimidate you? Jarvis caught a pistol charge, correct? And I believe that pistol charge was behind Jarvis approaching a man. I don't know what man to be. I don't know if it was the autistic man that had the inappropriate relations with Naziah, but I do know it said Jarvis caught that pistol charge because Jarvis approached a man about touching Naziah. Those are 4 questions. Why did Jarvis? See, you tell half of the story. That's if it's nothing else that we learned about the evangelist. The evangelist tells half of the story. He's not going to give you the whole story. And we all know people like that. They'll give you their side. And their side, they're always going to dress it up. Right? But they never give the whole story. Because if they get a whole story, all the bullshit that they were saying about so-and-so, it's going to justify why so-and-so move the way that they move. See, we can't always get mad at people because people handle individuals a certain way. I always say this. You can't tell the person that claps back off of disrespect. You can't tell that person how to clap back. If somebody disrespects Shank Rock, you can't tell Shank Rock how to clap back. If somebody disrespects you, you can't tell them how they should clap back. You can't say, God said, love thy neighbor. Jesus said, turn the other cheek. No, you can't use biblical scriptures to justify your madness and keep people from clapbacking on your funky ass.
I'm 41 years old. I don't give a dang about no clock. I don't care nothing about no clock. What I do care about is when my name is pulled in something that has nothing to get pulled in. Now, me and you have had our little discussions over the years. When you brought your little boyfriend over there to the house and thought that y'all were intimidating me. No, I'm sorry to tell you, sister girl, I was not intimidated. But here's that same boyfriend who's now in question.
And we're going to stop right there. And I'm going to come to the chat and mingle with the chat. Y'all heard him. You brought your little boyfriend and y'all tried to intimidate me. Please answer that question, the evangelist. What was it about? And I don't want to hear, Shannon and Jarvis was on some old BS. No. It had to be a reason. It had to be a reason why Shannon brought Jarvis to intimidate you. And I don't think that Shannon brought Jarvis to try to intimidate you. Why would Shannon bring Jarvis? Jarvis is half the size your funky ass is. You're a big dude. You're a big dude. Can't nobody just intimidate you. That's like somebody coming to me and telling me, Shank Rock, I need you to go with me and I need you to help me try to intimidate this dude. You twice my size. I ain't coming to try to intimidate you. Now, I will come and handle my business with you. Y'all can read between the lines. I'll come and handle my business with you if it needs to be. But as far as intimidating you, I ain't trying to intimidate your big funky ass. Not at all. Jarvis did not come to try to intimidate you. Shannon did not bring Jarvis to try to intimidate you. You done something. You done something. And Jarvis came to confront you about whatever it is that you done. I believe you allegedly tried or touched Naziah or one of them other children, because it could have been one of the other children. I believe you tried to touch them babies inappropriate. Now clear that up. Lucky says, how did this group of evil people happen to find each other? Oh yeah, through the church. Shaking my head. Facts. And that's why I said, today it's a new day in time. All church folks, get y'all ish together. And for those good church folks, just like we call out good cops, we expect the good cops to call out the bad cops, just like we call out good white folks to call out bad white folks, just like we call out good black folks to call out bad black folks, just like we expect for the good immigrants to call out bad immigrants. We are expecting good church folks to call out these funky ass, crooked demon asses, church folks. Nothing more, nothing less. That's the message. All funky asses will be called out. It's a new day and time. And if I offended you, take your funky ass on up out of here. I'm coming, everybody. I'm going to try to get to everybody. Absolutely, Shank. Right. I agree with you, Shank Rock. Thanks for sharing and speaking and voicing your opinion. Salute to the chat, y'all. I'm trying to catch it. Shank trying to protect his, oh, Lord have mercy. Even though I will allow y'all to roast, but please, y'all don't do it to the old man. Don't give the old man a laugh attack. Please, y'all don't give me a laugh attack. Lord have mercy. Shank trying to protect his eye from spit and that horrible lightning. Lord have mercy. He only here for clout. He wanted to be Annette child so bad. I'm sure he was calling her mama, and that ish flipped when Jarvis heard about her messing with baby girl. Jarvis told they ass he had to go. That's facts. I'm with you, Jessica. I'm with you. And for those, don't come for Shank Rock. See, Shank Rock, there you go with that BS. You trying to give Jarvis a way out. You're trying to make it seem like Jarvis wasn't a sick person. I never said Jarvis wasn't a sick person. I never said he wasn't a sick person. However, we're going to call a spade a spade. And in my opinion, Jarvis' relationship, until somebody prove me wrong, Jarvis' relationship with Naziah started out as being her protector. And that's how most sick people win the trust of their victims. Right? Can someone please drop Shank's membership link? Moderators, can y'all drop my membership link? Can y'all drop my membership link? Or try to click on that $ symbol. Try to click on that $ symbol and see if the membership is in there. If not, if we don't get the membership drop in the chat when I end this live, I'll drop the membership. I'll drop the membership link. Appreciate you, Jessica. Let me come down, y'all. I'm way behind the chat. I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry, everybody. Big Perm was messing with those kids. That's how Jarvis come and play. And like I said, Jarvis didn't just jump out and push up on Naziah. No. Jarvis was around. Jarvis is not the 40-year-old or 23-year-old autistic man that touched Naziah. That's not Jarvis. That's somebody else. Now, I could be wrong. Only Miss Annette, Shannon, Jarvis, Naziah, Marquita, and the man that Inappropriate touched Naziah, they know. So y'all don't even have to hit my panel. Y'all could get somebody to put in the chat who this autistic man or who this man is that touched Naziah Inappropriate. That's the least thing that y'all could do, Shannon. That's the least thing you could do, Shannon. Find a way to let us know who this man is that Inappropriate touched Naziah. But the $1 million question, why did Shannon bring Jarvis to approach you, Evangelist? Please answer the questions. Because, like I said, a person that ain't done nothing, a person is going to clear their name up. You making these videos. You the one making these videos. Trying to clear your name. That's why you're making these videos. That's why you went on Miss Parker's platform, to try to clear your name. The reason why you won't come on Shank's platform, because you know, and I know, I'm not going to play with you. I will respect you. I will respect you. but I'm not going to play with you. This is a serious matter. And I don't play around when it's a serious matter. I will laugh, I will joke, I will cut a fool up until it's time to get down to business. Up until it's time to get serious. When I'm serious, I'm serious. That's why you won't bring your funky ass over here. The evangelist. He don't deserve no respect. Because he was, y'all know what, that baby, not only him, but Frank too, no telling who else Annette was allowing to touch her for money. And the nerve of him to call her fast. All he did was tell on his dookie booger behind. Facts. That's facts. Trifling. Now she's fast. While he at the parties, he's an ex. Now she's fast. And now he refers to her as that little girl. Come on, man. Come on, man. Come on with the bullshit.
Shows you how God don't like ugly. That same boyfriend that you brought over there that you thought was intimidating me is now in jail. See, God says, touch not my anointing and do my prophet no harm.
And just like God don't like ugly, just like Jarvis is in jail, God don't like your ugly ass. God don't like your ugly, funky ass. And that's why you are being exposed. That's why you got exposed. See? Because see, remember, nobody knew nothing about his funky ass. Nobody ain't know nothing about his funky ass until somebody slid me his picture and somebody said, Shank, do your homework on him. And I went to your Facebook and it was all there. It was all there. So just like Karma spent the block on Jarvis, Karma has spent the block on you. The Harris family don't want to have nothing to do with you no more. The church don't want to have nothing to do with you no more either. All of the content creators and subscribers are calling you out. See, the church don't want to have nothing to do with you because you unlocked the door to that church. Now that church is getting exposed. And you know that's a negative. That's a negative. You did that. Y'all got to refrain from the cuss words. Y'all got to refrain from the cuss words. Appreciate that super sticker, Jessica. Appreciate that super sticker, Jessica. Y'all got to refrain from the cuss words. Yes, they will, Monica. Yes, they will. And that's what happened, Kenneth. That's what happened. So you don't have nobody to thank but yourself. You don't have nothing. You don't have nobody to thank but yourself, man. And that's why if you would have just pulled up with me and handled it like a man, we wouldn't be where we're at today with it. See, this is what happens when we don't handle things as men and women. This is what happens when we try to run from our problems. This is what happens when we don't take accountability for our mistakes. This is what we run into. We create more problems. We create our problems that we have become bigger and bigger and bigger when we run from them. You can run, but you can't hide. Like I said, pull up on me. We're going to get down to business. But answer them questions for me. Answer the 4 questions for me. See, you brought Shannon into this. You called Shannon out. Because the church and Shannon and them, they are pissed with you. And I'm going to tell you why they pissed with you. They pissed with you because they know you ain't innocent. They know that. What they say. If you live in a glass house, do not throw stones at other people. You throwing stones at other people when you live in a glass house. You came on Miss Parker's platform with Miss Parker and Talk with Prince. You came on that platform. For what? For what? You made this video. For what? For what? You made your problem bigger than what it was already was. Now you got people roasting you. I can't stop them. I can't stop them from roasting you. I can't. I need a good laugh. I think we all in this Naziah Harris sector, I think we all need a good laugh. So a big shout out to Miss Parker and her riders and everybody that was in there last night. I know the whole sector. I know Miss Annette. I know Shannon. I know Marquita. I know Kenya. I know Jawan. I know everybody. I know the judge. I know even the church. I know everybody. And please don't take this in a disrespectful manner because it's just comedy. I know Naziah. Even Naziah is laughing at your funky ass. Yogi Bad looking ass. He was texting Vari, and Vari said his wee-wee was little. You set yourself up, Evangelist. Marianne, the background job. Look at the background, y'all. Look at the background. Yogi, come on, man. You set yourself up, dude. You set yourself up. Your funky ass is laughing. I know your funky ass was scratching that raggedy ass head of yours. I know you was in that small ass jail cell laughing your ass off. I know you was like Miss Parker and them damn riders. They got me. I know you was laughing. Everybody was laughing. People was dropping out of Miss Parker's bushes. Miss Parker, I've been in your bushes for the last 6 months, but I had to drop out of the bushes. You Lamont Sanford, you big dummy. He like them young. Yo, you, man. Lord have mercy, man. Somebody get him, man. Vaseline in the background. Look at the Vaseline petroleum. Man. Deodorant stick with no top on it. But you are an evangelist. Yeah, all right. When did he make this today? Yesterday. He made it yesterday. No, he do look like Yogi Bear. Drop a 1. Drop a 1 if y'all think he looks like Yogi Bear. Drop a 1. No mirror. I mean, come on, dude. Looking like he ready for a Diddy party. Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. What's wrong with him, Leezy? I'm falling out. Everybody was falling out. I mean, seriously. People was dropping out of Miss Parker's bushes. Shank, stop that. You should have been in Miss Parker's live, Leezy. Said, God damn. Miss Parker is funny as hell. She kept doing that. Man, they made so many sentences, or they put that with so many sentences. I got tired of the goddamn I. Like, damn, I didn't know you could use the I that much. Yo, come on. That drug dealer, man, he gave him $7,000. Man, take that in my Diddy voice. Lord have mercy, man. Y'all got me up here laughing. He should have put on a clean shirt and make sure it was put on right before he did this live. Talk to him, Juanita. Talk to him. Big helmet head looking ass. Oh, have mercy. Funky ass. Now, that's a funky ass. So for all y'all that got a problem and for all y'all that want to know, let me show y'all. This is the poster child of a funky ass. And funky asses can be men and women. Don't get it twisted. This is the poster child of a funky ass. All right? Dude, what was you thinking? I mean, I tried. I did, y'all. I'm listening. I know Miss Parker. Miss Parker cut a fool. If you put Miss Parker and Pee Wee, Lord have mercy. So I know Miss Parker. Miss Parker cut a fool. So I'm hoping that Miss Parker ain't gonna cut a fool on him. She tried though. She kept telling y'all, and y'all just kept roasting him. Miss Parker kept telling y'all, stop. Lord have mercy, man.
And do not plot harm against someone who has done you no wrong. And not only is he facing some hot water, but if you're honest with yourself, you're facing some hot water too.
So see, he calling Shannon out. So he called Shannon out. He said, no longer is Jarvis facing hot water. You is facing hot water too. See, you saying this about Shannon, Kenneth, and Shannon got every right to clap back, regardless of how we feel about Shannon, regardless of what we feel Shannon has done. Shannon got every right to clap back. I don't recall seeing Shannon ever come for you on social media. I could be wrong. See, you got to stop going for people on social media that haven't came for you. You were supposed to have came for Shank Rock. I'm being honest. I'm calling a spade a spade. If it's anybody to come for Shank Rock. Pull up. Talk to me. But you came for Shannon for what? That's the fifth question. Why did you come for Shannon? Shannon got at you behind the scenes, according to you. Shannon got at you either through text messages or even she called you. I don't know. Shannon did. There go Miss Parker, y'all. I got to get out of here. I ain't going to have this. Miss Parker roasting ass has just entered the building. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. I gotta end this, y'all. I cannot do Miss Parker a second time. I can't. But you call Shannon out. Shannon ain't call you out on social media. She can. But this is man to man. This is when you have to take accountability, Kenneth. And you have to see it for what it is. And you have to see that you brought this on yourself. Shannon ain't bring this on you. Nobody brought this on you. You brought it all on yourself, Kenneth. Your roasting ass know why, Miss Parker. You know why I can't do this with you.
See, the Bible says vengeance belongs to God. Vengeance belongs to God. He will repay. So when my name gets pulled into a direction that it should not be pulled into, when my name gets pushed off into something that has absolutely nothing to do with me, of course I'm going to say something.
How did your name get pushed off into something that it shouldn't have been? You came on Miss Parker's platform. You don't think everybody was watching you? Dude, you don't think everybody was watching you? Yo, go back and backtrack Miss Parker's live with you. Listen to yourself. Then Donnell Greer, he came behind you. Now, I didn't even bring Donnell Greer out. You brought Donnell Greer out. You did that. Nobody knew nothing about Donnell Greer, Kenneth. You helped bring Donnell Greer out of the rabbit hole. So Donnell Greer, he had a right. He had a right to come and defend himself. That's his right. That was that man's right to come and defend himself. And that's what he done. He came and he defended himself. Just like you spoke on him, he spoke on you. And if y'all notice, he never spoke about the things that Donnell Greer said about him. He never came to speak about what Donnell said about him. Come on, Evangelist.
Of course, I'm going to comment. I'm going to have something to say about that. But it has nothing to do with followers. It has nothing to do with me trying to build clout for myself. I don't care nothing about that. But I tell you, there needs to be more honesty and transparency. There needs to be more realness in this world. Because everybody walking around here say they real ain't real. Now, sometimes some things I don't say because really what may be going on has nothing to do with me. But when I start getting pulled into something that has nothing to do with me, of course I'm going to say something.
Who pulled you in? Who pulled you in?
Because I need the people who's telling the lie to understand, how can I be two places at the same time? Now, I like to consider myself to be a fast learner, and You know, I like to consider myself as being someone who is not mentally challenged with not being able to learn new things. Yes. But here's the thing. I don't know the trick to be at two places at the same time. And even if I was there, there is nothing about no child that I want.
Even if he was there, it's nothing about a child that he wants. Even if he was there, it's nothing about a child that he wants. Kenneth, as of today, I will no longer call you the Evangelist Kenneth. As of today, to me, you are known as the Cowardly Lion. So I will no longer be referring to him as the Evangelist. I will be referring to him as the Cowardly Lion. Just a little bit more, and then we're going to get out of here, y'all. Miss Parker and her riders and the Rock Squad, they are on one in the chat. And I have to finish the rest of my day, and I do not need a laugh attack.
There is nothing about a child that I want, other than to teach them, to help them become more productive people in the world, to help them be better than me, to help them get things that I didn't get. I didn't get a high school diploma. I didn't get a middle school diploma. I didn't get an elementary diploma. But I would love to help them to do so they can become doctors and valedictorians and theologians
and it could be me. I could be reaching, but I thought it was only a high school diploma. I didn't know you get a diploma in middle school. I didn't know you get a diploma in elementary school. I could be wrong now. Y'all know I ain't the sharpest up here, but I thought it was only a high school diploma. I didn't know elementary school and middle school you got a diploma. Man, Lord have mercy.
and such. But anything sexual or inappropriate, it's not no child can do with me. And to be honest, some of these grown folks be on so much foolishness until it makes you not even want to be bothered with them. I'm sure a lot of you can agree that the dating scene has gone to heck in a handbasket. I'm sure some of y'all can agree that dating is a bunch of foolishness. People don't want to be honest with themselves. People don't want to be honest with the person that they're talking to. They want to be on a bunch of lies and usury and manipulation and all this kind of stuff. But is that shocking? No, because the Bible said that in the last days it's going to be like that. However, my strikeout, I can take a lot of stuff. But what I will not do is take on a lie or be stereotyped because somebody is looking or itching to find something to say. I'm not going to give you gossip. And the only reason why I'm on here now is because I'm about sick of my name being pulled off into something that has nothing to do with me. I don't live in Detroit. If anybody that I know that is in Detroit, if they were to get sick right now, God forbid that happen, but there ain't nothing I can do about it. I live 299 miles away from that city. For some of y'all who don't know, that means about 3.5, 4 hours. And I'm just barely able to make it from day to day right here. I certainly don't have time to be worried about meddling or flustering somebody else's concerns because they're not mine. I went back there to tell some of my friends to get off that sinking ship while you still can, and only 2 of them got off.
He said only 2 of them got off of the sinking ship.
Some people came down here to where I'm at to criticize the city, and I asked them, not that I'm trying to be on no competition stuff, but my question is, you criticize the city that helps you, but you're uplifting a city that keeps drawing you down. How does that make any sense? As anybody who's been following my Facebook for any length of time know that I have not been homeless since I've been here. I have not been hungry since I've been here. I have not been without soap, washing soap, dish soap, bath soap, or any other type of soap since I've been here.
This dude, and then I'm done. This dude holler, he haven't been without soap. I'm going to leave Miss Parker in the chat. I'm going to leave that up to y'all. What do y'all feel? How do y'all feel about this dude saying that he has not been without soap? Dude.
Because this city makes sure that you have a plentiful amount of that stuff. Toilet paper, paper towel, and all that. The housing here is great. The job market here is great. I got certificates of outstanding achievement in this city because they help you. But I have no dealings or no want to be back there, nor have I done anything to anyone. Well, then you understand then hopefully what Cincinnati has to offer. It's not a party city. It's not a fast city, but it has definitely been a blessing to me. It has definitely been a blessing to me. But I am sick of my name getting pulled into something that I have nothing to do with. Y'all see where I am?
Lord have mercy.
Oh, you ain't said.
Lord, dude, stop, y'all. Is that a fan? And I'm gonna have to stop, y'all, because my ass gonna be right along with the rest of y'all with the roasting. Is that a fan? Dude, come on. You can't make this shit up. This, Lord have mercy. Lord have mercy. Clothes all over the bed. Yo, where's your curtains at, man? Is that a curtain rod up there, or dude? Let me get back to this. Lord have
it like
mercy.
You said it, Jennifer. You ain't said it like you said it. Yes, I was just at the Walmart that's around the corner. If you know anything about Cincinnati, you know about Westwood and Western.
Dude, what? Ah, man, let this play, y'all. Hey, look, y'all. I gotta shut this down, y'all. I gotta shut this down. I will let a little bit more of it play. I'm gonna let a little bit more of it play. Salute to everybody for pulling up, and you all have a nice day. I can't do this, y'all. Salute everybody. I'll let it play, y'all, but salute everybody. I gotta get out of here.
And heels. I was just at the market the other day looking at them. You know, them prices that went up on them things though. So I wasn't able to get any this round, but I promise you, next month I'm gonna go to the store and get me a pack. Okay, okay. I used to live in Avondale. That's actually the first area that I moved to when I came here after I left the shelter. The first place I came to was Avondale. I know about Ravenwoods. Yes, I do. I know about Ravenwoods. I do. I think that's right off of Westwood Northern Boulevard. Mm-hmm. Yep, I used to drive past. In fact, I drive past there even now when I'm going up North Bend Road to go out to Mount Airy's. Because I'm right over here off of I'm right here on Harrison Avenue. Mm-hmm. I used to live in Price Hill too, and I have some friends that stay on. I have a friend that stays on Lehman uh, Street. Then I stayed in Reading, Ohio. I stayed in Roselawn. I stayed in Norwood. I stayed in what was that? I stayed somewhere else here since I've been here. I've been all over the city. I often frequent. I go there a lot. I go. I had a friend that stayed in the Hawaiian Terrace area, which is right off of Coleraine. So y'all see this conversation that me and Jennifer's having. For me to know that means that I've had to spend a lot of time learning where I'm at, and that means I had no time to be in Detroit worrying about that when I'm trying to figure out how to get around where I'm at. Y'all get that? I don't know why Annette said it, and I don't know that she said it because I did not listen to the news. See, we don't get y'all news there in Detroit. We don't get that. We don't get y'all news. I'm simply saying this, and I don't want nobody to twist my words or get it wrong. Please don't do that. I have my opinions, right? It's no secret that I've been around the family for quite a while. Me and Shannon has had our run-ins with each other. Me and Marquita's had our run-ins with each other. Because there's certain things I didn't think that should have been done. Because I'm an old schoolist. I just feel that certain things should not have been done. And judging from what I've seen in my life, no. But again, people make their own choices. Now, Kenneth Greer came onto the podcast not because I feel that he knows anything. He just can't, he has a mental illness where he feels that he has to be in competition.
Let me stop, y'all. And I know I said I was gone, but Kenneth Greer only came on Miss Parker's platform to defend his name. I got to give it to him now. I got to give it to Kenneth Darnell Greer. Now, I do believe that Kenneth told some lies, but I do believe that Kenneth Darnell Greer only came on Miss Parker's platform to clear his name. You called them out. The Cowardly Lion, you called them out. What are you talking about? He had every right to come on Miss Parker's platform to clear his name. You said some things about him, and he wanted to clear his name. Same thing you should be doing with Shankrock. I said some things about you, so you should come to Shankrock's platform to clear your name. It's just that simple.
With people because he wants to always be in the limelight. What he did not see that by being in the limelight comes with a heavy crown. In other words, while you're trying to be in the limelight, what you did is you set yourself up for your history to be pulled from out of the covers. He didn't see that one coming.
You set him up. If anybody set Kenneth Darnell Greer up, it was you. You mentioned his name. You set him up. You played on his intelligence. You know what type of person Kenneth Darnell Greer is. You knew if you mentioned his name, you knew that that was going to draw him out. And not only would you be the only one down the rabbit hole, you knew if you mentioned his name, you knew that that was going to put him down that rabbit hole too. That's what that was about. So you pulled his name to get him to come out. So you wouldn't be down the rabbit hole by yourself. Come on now. If you're going to call a game, call the game right.
Now, as far as me saying that he knows them, yeah. This gay could, well, not all of them. I'm talking about the son, Florentino. he's gay. And in the gay community being very small as it is, there's people that I know in Texas that know people in Detroit. And they've never been to Detroit. And then some have. So, but I'm not sitting here trying to figure out what everybody's doing and who all doing who.
There you go, y'all. There you go. There you go. There you go. There you go. Who the hell is your funky ass looking at? See, I told you I got to go, y'all. I got to get out of here. Lord have mercy. Lord. Woo, woo, woo.
No, 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 no. No. I have nothing to do with Shannon's love life. And who she's fucking, screwing, sucking, or whatever. I have nothing to do with that. The same goes for Annette. I don't have nothing to do with that. When I would come over to the house, I was coming over there when at first it was Florentino and Annette, then it just became Annette. Because we would go shopping together and food shopping, clothes shopping, and she liked the fact that I told a lot of jokes when I was in the store. I have nothing to do with who's screwing who. I don't really care because
so we see he is definitely a comedian. He's definitely a comedian. He said Annette used to like him because he liked to tell jokes when they was in the store. So he's a comedian.
Listen, I'm definitely not the one that plays judgment on any of that, baby. I'm telling you. No.
There you go again. There you go again. There you go again. I gotta go, y'all. I gotta go. Lord have mercy on my soul. There you go again. I'm gonna leave the chat running and y'all can hang around. I gotta go, y'all. Salute everybody. Y'all can hang around.